What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Move Fast Lift Heavy podcast. I am your host, Christian Harris, and founder of Move Fast Lift Heavy. We have training programs, we have apparel, we have affiliates, we have all the good things going on here at Move Fast Lift Heavy. Today, we're going to be getting into 23.3. I'd like to bring on my co-host, Joe Roscoe. Before we dive into some things here, you can find all the programs on movefastliftheavy.com. You can find our apparel there at movefastliftheavy.com. We have a new drop that is going to be coming very soon. So as long as you guys follow us on the gram, you're going to be in the know of what's going on. So without further ado, let's get this thing going.
What up?
Oh, what happened?
Yeah. What's up? All right. So opening thoughts, 23.3.
This is a fun workout. It is definitely pretty high skilled for, your average CrossFitter. For your more elite athlete, I would say this isn't really such a big deal in terms of the movements that are being seen here. It's a 4-round workout for some. For others, this is going to be, all right, what movement is going to be my limiter? Let me sprint through or work through the other portions of the workout as quickly as I can, so I have as much time as possible to work on the movement that I need to. So if you guys are not familiar with what the workout is, 23.3, it's got a couple different sections. It's for time with a 12-minute total time cap, but there are benchmarks to work through. If you're watching on YouTube, you can kind of read along with us. If you're not, here we go. Starting with the 6-minute time cap, you're going to complete as many reps as possible of 5 wall walks, 50 double unders, and then 15 snatches at weight number 1, which is going to be a light barbell. Right into 5 wall walks, 50 double unders, 12 snatches at weight number 2, which will be progressively heavier. Now, if you complete that work before the 6-minute time cap, you're going to add 3 minutes, and then you're going to get into 1 round of 20 strict handstand push-ups, 50 double unders, 9 snatches at weight number 3, which is progressively heavier. And then finally, if you complete that amount of work before the 9-minute time cap, you're going to add an additional 3 minutes for your final round of 20 strict handstand push-ups, 50 double unders, and then 6 snatches at your final barbell weight. So definitely fun. This gives me some vibes of I forget which one it was, maybe 16.2, the clean double under toe to bar workout, where you had different benchmarks to complete and work towards, and the barbell increased in weight. So this definitely gives me that type of vibe. That's one of my favorite open workouts of all time. So I think this one will kind of be up there for me.
All right. Starting out. I'm an athlete, and the barbell, it's actually all daunting. It's all pretty like, oh, shoot. What's my approach for that first window?
For that first window, you're going to want to get through those wall walks as smoothly and as calmly as possible. So while you might want to rush through the reps thinking that you might need to buy yourself more time, the faster you go, the higher the heart rate's going to be, the more you're going to fatigue your triceps and shoulders going into those double unders and then finally into that barbell. So if the barbell is the issue from you from early on, you're going to want to be relatively smooth as possible the entire time. I'm not saying move slow on the wall walks, but you're not going to want to be jumping up and down and trying to, get 5 done in 25 seconds. Be smooth, be methodical. There is a technique that I will post. I actually posted it a couple weeks ago with the wall walks. There's 2 different variations that you can try to adopt. We'll post those tomorrow on our IG page so you guys can get familiar with 2 different strategies and 2 different methods to approaching the wall walk. But you're going to want to go with the slower, more shoulder saving method for that. When it comes to the barbell, if the barbell is a problem for you, that's going to be something you're going to want to do 1 rep at a time. So just approaching it as singles. I would, in your warm up, definitely maybe try to get a couple of reps of squat snatch in there, right? So don't maybe try not to power everything, especially when it starts to get heavy for you. Try to get those hips to sink under the bar and catch it in a more optimal position instead of trying to muscle the barbell up and overhead.
Do you have anything like warm up wise, maybe like a 123 type of situation, like, just kind of grooving that sequence? Anything that you might do in that fashion before getting going?
Yeah, I would do something like a 1 wall walk, maybe 10 double unders, and then 2 to 3 snatches, and do rounds where you're kind of building up in that. So maybe round 1, you're going to do 5 wall walks, 10 double unders, and then maybe 3 snatch at that 95, 65-pound barbell. Rest maybe 30 to 60 seconds. Do another round of the same exact thing with the barbell loaded at that slightly heavier weight. And then if you plan on getting to the strict handstand push-ups, then and only then would I do maybe 1 more round of maybe a couple of strict handstand push-ups, 2 to 3 reps, 10 double unders, and then maybe 1 or 2 snatches at that third weight. Now, with the way that the workout is set up, the tape line for your hands for the finish position on the wall walks and the finish position on the hand position on the handstand push-ups, it's a 30-inch long line, and the line is 10 inches from the wall. Now, if you're not sure what that means, for many of you and many athletes in our affiliate, that's going to be a hand placement that is much closer to the wall than maybe what you're used to. So that will definitely make handstand push-ups a bit more challenging, having to be in such a vertical position. A lot of people will try to pull their hands away from the wall. So when they used to do the box, I believe the box was maybe 24 inches from the wall. A lot of people would have their hands closer towards being 24 inches away from the wall. So they have this big, almost 45-degree body angle, where now, because that line is only 10 inches from the wall, it's going to put you in a much more inverted position. So if I'm a gambling man, I am going to bet a lot of people will be falling off of the wall just because they're going to be unaware of how close that actually is. So pressing mechanics are going to be super helpful here, making sure that you're in as much of a tripod position as you lower your head to the ground, but more importantly, as you press up, driving that head through the window to kind of keep you in that nice vertical position as you're performing your handstand push-up reps.
I have some particular athletes in mind that I think would really struggle on this one. So curious to see what those videos are going to look like.
Yeah. Now, another thing that, let me just take a quick look here through the standards, but I'm checking for feet width because feet width can help some athletes with those issues. Head must touch, top of the pad. Only the heels may touch the wall during the repetition. So that's a pretty big thing. And the feet may be no wider than the width of the hands at any point. So
Okay.
There goes that. So they're really hammering down on the mechanics of the handstand push-ups. Although I'm not great at handstand push-ups, I do like what they're trying to do in making this movement a much more virtuous movement than a lot of the ugly stuff we've seen over the years. So
That's actually huge because so oftentimes when you're struggling on those, especially trying to squeeze out the strict rep, you end up in that like star position, where the
yep,
legs up top are like super spread.
yep, myself included. So definitely going to need to be thinking about that and staying nice and tight through the mechanics as I'm performing these reps, as well as you should be.
What's something like a novice athlete or a mid-range athlete can practice maybe before getting into this?
Number one is going to be hand placement. So I would get my hands as wide as that line allows me. I would also try to have my hand placement not in a very straightforward, but not in a very turned out position. I would try to have my hands at about a 45-degree angle, almost thinking about getting my thumb and my index finger to be in contact with that line. That'll put me at about that 45-degree hand placement angle. Um, in our affiliate, we've been doing a ton of handstand push-up work where we've been working with the box progression and just proper pressing mechanics. So a lot of our athletes, I'm proud to say, should be um, very prepared for this. So yeah, turning the hands at about a 45-degree angle, working on those proper pressing mechanics. One thing that can help a lot of athletes is for those that maybe 2 to 3 reps is like their top range. A lot of those athletes go with a extremely slow descent and they're almost doing a negative as they come down. If they can come down with control, but take that negative out of it just a bit, you would save the triceps and the shoulders from some of the additional fatigue with the other movements in the workout.
Would you, some of your, like you just said, the 2 to 3 people, would you even say like, hey, you go singles right off the bat on those?
100%, because the handstand push-up is one of those movements that once you fail it, you're going to need a lot of recovery time. It's typically like a very muscularly fatiguing and taxing movement. So once it goes, and you're going to kind of shoot yourself in the foot if you go too big and then end up failing reps. So we want to make all reps count.
Would you coach someone through kind of like a breathing pattern, like you talked about with the singles on the power cleans a week or two ago, where you kick up, you hit your rep, you come down, you take a breath, you kick up? Like, how would you coach someone through trying to stay in rhythm?
Yeah, there's 3 ways that you can go about doing it. It depends on how disciplined you are. You would kick up, perform a rep, come down, look at the clock, rest 3 to 5 seconds or whatever that time is that you need to be able to perform the next rep and kind of keep playing that game. So you can play the clock game. You can do the breath game, kick up, perform your rep, kick down, take 2 to 3 breaths or whatever that number is for you to complete your next rep and keep playing that game. Or you can do the walk back and forth game. I kind of like this one a little bit sometimes. I'll kick up, I'll come down, I'll make like a little walk around the jump rope, come back to the wall, and just kind of like keep playing that game. So that's more of like a rhythm type game. It's like, all right, I'm going to do one, I'm going to walk away, I'm going to come back, and just keep approaching it. So a
And
couple different
and
ways to skin the cat.
the most important part is whatever you choose, like really commit to it, right? You like, hey, if I don't commit to this, the amount of time I'm wasting I might as well not even be doing this method if I'm not actually going to stick to it.
Correct. And for most of you, if you're at that point where you're doing one at a time, be more conservative, right? Don't say, oh, I'm going to go 3 seconds in between each rep, and then that turns into 5, which turns into 10, which turns into 20. be a little bit more conservative to have the ability that maybe you get to the 15, 16 rep mark, like, maybe I don't need as much rest. And then you can kind of like taper down a little bit as you go. So almost like a negative split type of mentality.
Okay. Anything else on the first set of these strict handstand push-ups before we move on?
Not particularly. I think for even the elites and those that are very efficient, you're going to want to keep your sets relatively small and short. Just me thinking in my head, I would probably do 3 to 4 sets for sure. I'm not going to try to go big with, like, me personally, I'm not going to try to go big with like a set of, 15 reps and then hit another 5, because that's going to just really put me in a bad place.
Right. Okay, 3 to 4 sets. And then we're moving on to our 50 dubs. If you're an athlete where 185, 125 is super heavy, are you even thinking to break up the double unders like 25, 25 or something like that? Or are you just like, just get it over with, just do the 50?
I think for 50 reps, it's not enough to really destroy you. I think if we're talking 100 reps per round, it's a completely different ball game. But 50 reps unbroken, not too much time under tension. You're looking at about 20 to 30 seconds max on double unders. So not too much. For most athletes, that's going to be a movement where you're going to be able to catch your breathing a little bit, as long as your technique is relatively efficient. If you're somebody that, 50 is, you're looking at that as a big number, then I would definitely consider breaking it up into two to 3 sets.
Yeah. All right, so we get to this 185, 125. You had mentioned earlier about grooving some snatches in the squat, even in the warm-up. I think that would be super helpful for these moderate athletes where under fatigue, this is a pretty heavy weight. So I bet a lot of people will go straight to the squat on this.
100%, which is, again, why the warm-up, it's super important to make sure that you've grooved that movement pattern, because if you get there to that 185 bar cold, meaning not having done any of that squat work, you increase the risk of failing reps because your body isn't primed for that movement pattern.
We were just doing this in the program a week or two ago. No, weren't you doing double unders into some snatching?
Yes. We did somewhat of a little snatch ladder. Yep.
Yeah, so even something like that maybe before would be beneficial.
Definitely. Anything that kind of gets you primed and nice and snappy to receive that bar on the bottom of that squat is really what you want to do. Yeah.
Okay, so let me pull this up one more time. The workout here, just because there's so much to. You get into that last window if you are a badass. What's it look like? Just kind of like at this point, it's whatever you got, and you're just kind of doing the Mike Tyson. Everyone has a plan until they get hit, or what do you think?
Well, I think it's kind of more the same. Just because maybe you have 2 to 3 minutes left when you get there doesn't mean you want to do a huge set of handstand push-ups. I would kind of approach it the same way that you did in the round previously, to, again, just kind of get you through that, to be smooth on the double unders, and then again fresh on those final 6 snatches. Unless the last 6 is 1 rep max territory, or it's way above your 1 rep max, then you're going to want to be a little bit more frantic in how you approach those handstand push-ups going into the dubs, because you're going to want to finish. You're going to want to complete those double unders underneath the time cap.
That's kind of what I was thinking, because I feel like for the mid-range athlete, the big breaker as far as like you edging out thousands and thousands of people on the leaderboard is if you can get one snatch in that window.
For sure. So yeah, there's a couple of different ways to think about that, right? Getting one snatch is going to separate separate you by a lot. The other thing is getting through those handstand push-ups in that last window is going to be a big separator, because those double unders are technically free reps that you're going to be able to just quickly bang on 50 to that total number. You finish that set of you finish that final set of 20 handstand push-ups and you are at 236 reps. But if you have 30 seconds left and you tack on those extra 50 double unders, you're at 286. So it's a huge, huge way to up your score in this workout.
Did we talk about tiebreakers yet? As far as like strategy, like it might just be like beating a dead horse or looking into it too much. But for someone that knows like that next round is not going to be a great one for them, would you be more aggressive in that current round you're sitting in to try to get the snatches done as quickly as possible?
Yeah, so let's look at it like this. For the athlete that is concerned with the second barbell weight, I think most athletes are going to be able to handle weight number 1. It's weight number 2 where the separation is going to occur.
Yeah, sorry to butt in, but that's nearly half of Isabel, which, the middle to lower athlete could take upwards of like 5 to 6 minutes just in that,
Correct. So the approach in that is definitely going to be a bit different. You're going to try to move much quicker and have a sense of urgency, especially on those set of 15 snatches. I would maybe try to do that in 3 sets if possible. Some touch and go. Fast singles are always a great way to go too. But again, it's got to be, if you're going to do fast singles, you got to be attacking the bar as it's hitting the ground, not letting it settle, and you're trying to get those hands on the bar immediately. That's the skill that's got to be somewhat practiced. So if you haven't practiced that and you're more of a touch and go type person, then maybe go with that. But again, the wall walk video that you guys are going to get for tomorrow, that's going to be pretty eye-opening, just in terms of different approaches for different points in the workout, or for what you need it to be for, right? So if you need to be moving fast on the wall walks, you can do it this way. If you need to save the shoulders a bit more and be a little bit more slow and methodical, you can do it this way.
All right, cool. 24 minutes into this one, got a good number of people watching. Thanks to everyone for watching. If you haven't yet submitted a question, we can wrap this up with some questions once we're getting ready to put this to a close. So just comment into our YouTube. If you're listening on a podcast on Friday, once we get this uploaded, thanks for listening. Subscribe. You can hop on over to our YouTube channel to see vlogs and all kinds of good stuff from Christian and MFLH at Move Fast Lift Heavy on YouTube. So Christian, anything we're like, what are we missing here? Any goodies that we need to still reveal to the people listening?
I mean, this one's definitely kind of about knowing yourself. Like, you got to be a little real here and see and look at this and say, where is the workout for me? And then based on that, that's going to kind of dictate how you should approach this workout. So there's tons of different limiters and strategies that can play into this depending on what limits you here. Yeah. But I think just some overall arching themes here and just some takeaways. Make all of your reps count. Smooth is fast. For the handstand push-ups, we want to have those hands at about a 45-degree angle. Short sets, short rest. For the double unders, keep your composure. If you're able to go unbroken, try to go unbroken. Don't stop your rhythm just for the sake of breaking up the set. Just get through those double unders. For the snatches, I think singles are going to be the way to go here. And that's it. Just be smooth.
Okay, cool. Smooth as fast. Everyone that follows Train with CH, Christian's exact training program, will be putting up the prep work for that tomorrow, assuming y'all will be doing something like Friday Night Lights or just tackling it within your class on Friday. So be on the lookout for that. If you aren't a part of Train with CH, you can check us out. There's a discounted rate on the website right now, movefastliftheavy.com, and just click that online training button and you'll be on your way. Also got 4 weeks of an abs challenge that Christian put together. Okay, man. I'm ready.
Oh,
I'm ready.
all right. You should be ready.
I'm gonna crush this one.
I can't wait to see it. You gonna do it on Sunday?
I'll be there in good old Ronkonkoma, good old Long Island.
Yeah, man. It's gonna be good to see you.
Well, hey, we got let's go 30 minutes here. Got 3 minutes. We haven't how's team training been going on? We 2 weeks now. We really haven't mentioned much. MFLH right now, Move Fast Lift Heavy. We're fielding 2 teams, which is super exciting. Yeah, tell us a little bit about that experience with Will, Chloe, Brooke, Christine, Dext, and did I say Winter? Yeah, that's it. And you?
And Joe.
No, I said Joe. I think he was the first
You
one I
did?
said.
All right.
Jersey Joe. How you doing? Yeah, check us out at Move Fast Lift Heavy. We got team members from all over the place. It's really hilarious to hear their accents. So check that out, that video we put together.
No, it's been a great experience so far. Just the energy in the gym on the days when everybody is together. It's a great atmosphere to be a part of. It's definitely something that, if you're if you're maybe walking into the gym in some sort of rut, you come right out of that just being in that atmosphere. So it's definitely great for that. I am fortunate enough that I get to train with Winter on a daily basis. If you've been following my stories, we've basically been doing synchro everything from synchro barbell, gymnastics, synchro brush our teeth, all of it. We've just been twins in a sense. And then on Sundays, Chloe's been flying in Sunday mornings and then flying out Monday mornings. So when she does, we really, really maximize that time as much as possible. We've been hitting the open workouts as soon as she gets there, and then we're going through anywhere from 3 to 5 pieces, pretty much doing all synchro or worm things just to get some touches while we're all 4 in the building at the same time. I know the other team, Team 365, they're going to kind of be doing that over this weekend. They're going to be doing the workout tomorrow. This way they can get logistically 2 days of actual 4-person team training going. So it's been a lot of fun.
Wow. Yeah. Big commitment by everyone to make, with the rules of being able to field teams the way we are, but still have to be on site. That's a huge commitment there. There's the team overlaid on us. If you're watching on YouTube right there, you can give them a follow. I'll make sure to put their handles in the description of this episode. All right. 20 seconds left.
What else you got?
20 seconds left. Good song. You got 15 seconds. Good songs or good food or good sneakers?
Songs or good food? We're going to go good food just because I just ate and I had a delicious sardine bowl. If you guys have not tried sardines, I am telling you, it is game changing. I thought gross when I first even thought about it. It's been great. I take a can of sardines, I throw it in the pan, let that sizzle up, throw in some egg whites, throw in some white rice, put it over a bed of arugula, top it with some red onion and a little bit of Bashin's Japanese barbecue sauce. It is money. It is dynamite.
All right. Well, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to put my response in writing. And this is, as the kids say. GTFOH. Get the F out of here with that.
You know what? When you come out here, I'm making you a bowl.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to throw up all over your kitchen floor, too, at the same time. I don't do sardines and I don't do liver. No way.
You like tuna fish?
I like just tuna with like sushi and sushi.
Mm.
I don't mess with that. Like some fish stuff, like okay, salmon, no big deal. Maybe some like, snapper, all that kind of stuff. All right. But
This is better than all that.
uh,
I promise. I promise.
I'm not feeling it, Christian. I'm not feeling it. I'll just stick with like your nice espressos you make me or all that stuff, All right. Cool. Thanks for all the tips. Everyone out there, good luck. 23.3. Go ahead and finish this open with a bang. If you're following the program, thanks for being a part of the crew. If not, right after this week is over, we're going to be going heavy, getting ready for quarterfinals. So a lot of more skill work coming up because they'll be unleashing some more, GHDs, rope climbs, handstand walks, all that kind of stuff probably.
It's only 3 weeks away, so got to get it.
I'm telling you, bing, bang, boom. MoveFastLiftHeavy.com. All right, Christian, later.